Hi there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector 75. Welcome to another Transformers Redo review. As you can see, for this one I am doing the Actionmaster Elites. This is one that I actually really wanted to redo, mainly because they were just some figures that I really do like. I know a lot of people don't like the Actionmasters, and for a very good reason, but I think these ones were the best of the bunch for a couple of reasons. Mainly because they're Actionmasters that obviously did transform, which was quite a novelty. They're extremely rare, and the fact that most of them were, what's the word I'm looking for, homages to original Generation 1 characters in a roundabout ways. Let's start with the Autobot ones. So we're going to put the two Decepticon ones to the back. We're going to come here. We're going to start with this fella first. This is Windmill, and he's quite a good Actionmaster, if I'm honest with you. Though being Actionmasters, they do have the same roundabouts articulation as your usual smaller Actionmasters. As you can see, we've got Actionmaster Shockwave here as a size comparison, and there's not really much difference in size at all, really, except these guys are a bit more bulkier and everything like that. Of course, these guys have the usual arm motion, same as these, but they do have the leg joints on the little ball joint system there, whereas these guys don't. They have like the same kind of thing, but it's on a ratchet. As you can see if I move the arm out of the way, it's on a ratchet and just a swivel. It gives it the same kind of motion, but obviously without the superposability of that. So anyway, so that was a Shockwave there. I've got his little Actionmaster. I can't remember what it's called now. I think it was Fistfight. I can't remember. His little Actionmaster partner. Anyway, so we're going to start here. This is Windmill, of course. Well, I'm sure I said that. He is a blue helicopter. I don't know if this guy is actually supposed to be Whirl. Probably not. Probably just me and my strange imagination. He's pretty cool though if you go for a 360. I love just how bulky these figures were, because it just, I don't know, for me it just really did add something to the figures. You can actually put them in some quite cool poses. Not the best, but you can definitely give it a try. I only have one of his rotor blades actually, it's a bit annoying. This is the only bit I'm missing out of all the Actionmasters. You can plug it into his hand if you wanted to, like that, or you can put it on his forearm, if I can get that in there, as some kind of melee weapon. That's actually pretty bad, pretty good even, but I just usually leave it up there, it looks a bit better. So he's supposed to have another one, a bit gutted about that. I love the asymmetrical look of this guy, because obviously he's got one leg that looks different to the other, same with the arm. This one has got some sort of gun. It's pretty cool. Anyway, right, let's turn this guy into helicopter mode. We're going to take that off, and then we're going to rotate its head this way. So I'm going to see if I can just angle my camera just up slightly. That will help a little bit. Whether it will stay or not is another question. Right, so we're going to angle the head up to this way, and then as you can see, he's almost there. Going to rotate this arm out. That is going to become his forward gun. Then we are going to, I can't remember exactly how to do this, flip down the little foot there, rotate this little wing up, and then this arm, which always is a little bit loose, just has a little hole in there and just a little tab just there. You push both down and then it connects both solidly there. Then with this leg, we're going to rotate it down, rotate these little funny fellas this way, and then just rotate that down, and again there's a little hole there just on his arm, and then there's a little tab just on the other side of his foot, and that will tab just nicely into there. And that is him in helicopter mode near enough. You're going to put this in there. Obviously you'd have another rotor blade there, but this is Windmill in his so-called helicopter mode. It's a very strange looking helicopter mode. He does have like a little Gatling gun here, which when you push it activates his little feature, which is about the only actually one it really works on, if you want my opinion. Usually does work. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, this is why you've got to tab that arm in pretty good, because it'll move the arm. There we go. I mean, that actually works pretty well. If you had the other one, it would probably be a little bit more stable. But that is the only one the feature really works really well on. But it's such a strange looking helicopter. I don't know, it's like really been like stretched a long ways. But there we go, that is one of the Actionmaster Elites there in vehicle mode. And we're going to move on to this one. This is the legendary Omega, well, it should be Omega Supreme, but he's actually got his name misspelt on the original technical drawings, and it ended up being called Omega Spreem. Don't ask me why, that's a crazy name. But, I mean, if you've got, I can't remember, there is a book out with its original technical drawings, and it's got in one bracket it says Omega Supreme, and then on the another one they've misspelt it, and it says Omega Supreme, and that's the one they went with. So anyway, as you can see, it's definitely a homage to Omega Supreme. And it's actually pretty good. The body is very, very loose here for a reason, but it becomes very annoying in robot mode, because as soon as you do it, it just moves all round. It's bloody annoying. The arms have good range of motion. You can move up and down and out to the side as well. And with both hands, if you take the gun off, which I will in a minute, you can replace them with this other gun, which is pretty good. That is actually for his alt mode. And the legs have the same sort of articulation in them. You can put him in some pretty cool poses with his gun and everything. And then obviously we're going to take this off this little gun. And again, I love just how bulky this guy is. It really does make a difference. Right, we're going to transform him. This one's got a really dodgy transformation, to be honest. It's just, I don't know whether it's good, bad, or poor, or what. Anyway, right, so we bring these down. Then we get this gun. This is going to fit. It just slides basically on, but in between, and then in between these two little slots just there. Once you get them into the right place, you just push it all the way down. It can be a little problematic. There's a few little grooves it just has to go in on. And that has become the bottom bit. Then, as I said earlier, rotate the little fists inwards and folding out the other little guns. Rotate his head. Now, I never know the best place to rotate his head. You don't want to do that, but anyway, it does go up and down, which is pretty cool. But you want to do that, I think. Anyway, then we just rotate him at the waist, down like that. Push his arms forward. And now this is Omega Supreme in his alt mode, which is some kind of strange tank thing. You push this little tab just on the back here, and he will spin round. Just why he would want to do that is anybody's guess. But it works pretty well. So you're supposed to really sort of like leave it like that. It's yeah, it's I don't know exactly what it is, but it's him in his alt mode anyway. There we go. We're going to put it over there. Then we're going to come to my two favourite ones. These are the two Decepticon Elite Actionmasters. Which one are we going to start with first? We're going to start with this one here. This is Double Punch. I got this for about, I'm sure it's about 20 quid. It might have been from a guy in Italy or some I'm sure he's in some foreign country, just like in Europe. Oh, I can't actually remember now. It was a long time ago actually. I bought it for £20, or roughly, give or take. And the reason I got it for £20 was because the internal mechanism doesn't actually work. What's supposed to happen in this mode, and he usually really uses it in robot mode, is you push down on the little thing here. Most of these all have the same sort of gimmick. So he's got this little tab just right on his little back there. And when you push it down, you can hear it going, but it's not actually internal. I mean, I could take it apart and fix it, but I just can't be bothered, to be honest. And I'm not big on the gimmicks. All that would happen is the arms, as you can see, they do sort of like want to move. So it's probably just not connecting properly now, or something's broken out. I'm not even bothered really. And they just spin round, giving him his name Double Punch. So when you push that, they rotate up, like to punch people in the face, and then it's a bit shit really, if you ask me. Yeah, so that's why I got it for 20 quid anyway. On a side note, I mean, you can get these guys on eBay. You see them all the time, like in the box and everything, but some of the prices are astronomically crazy. I mean, I've seen this guy for £120 or for £250. They're just not worth it. I'm sorry, but I would never pay that much for these figures. I like them, but I don't like them that much, and I'd never tell anyone to spend this amount of much on them. I mean, I do want to complete my is it the European Actionmasters? They're the only ones I'm missing really. I'm missing like Rumbler and Sideswipe and Bombshell and the other ones from that little range there. But the prices they go for are just absolutely crazy. Yeah, so I couldn't recommend to anyone to buy them because I think they're just silly priced. You can get them for about 20 or 30 quid, that's fine. Because I think that, yeah, they probably usually go to around that much, but fucking not that much. So anyway, this is Double Punch. As you can see, he is supposed to be a reincarnated version of Scorponok. Whether they use this guy in the new Transformers Regeneration 1 comics, that'll be pretty cool, because obviously at the end of the old series, back in the early 90s, Scorponok, of course, was killed off. So whether they bring him back now as Double Punch, that'd be pretty cool, I think. So yeah, he was supposed to be a reincarnated version of Scorponok. But also, as you can see, they used the colours from the Japanese, who is it? Oh god, Black Zarak. And if you look at the head, that is an almost exact replica of the head of Black Zarak. So who knows? It's quite a cool figure just for those references to other figures. In robot mode, you can take his little feet, or insect feet. Not insects, he's an arachnid. But you can put him in there. So he's got this claw action, and looks pretty much like a rake, really. It's pretty cool, really. So anyway, you can put him in there. And it looks alright, looks a bit funny, but that's what you're supposed to do with them. Right, so we're going to take them out, we're going to transform it now. So the first one we're going to do is quite easy, really. Just move all these little arms just up here, like that. And then you're just going to get these little feet. They're just going to slide into these little slots just on the side of his body there. Push them all the way in. Very, very easy. And just push the other one on the other side. And then once you've done that, what you do with the feet is you just come around here, open out the little toe, flip both these round right to the other side. So it's basically doing like a 180. And then just come back round here. And then just rotate the knees out, about, I don't know, about 90 degrees, something like that. And then just open his legs slightly. And then just rotate these down into position like that. And then that gives him his Scorpion mode. And he's like a double stingered Scorpion, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's right, I suppose that goes along with his name as well as being Double Punch, obviously. I think it looks pretty damn cool, actually. I like the little, I know it does supposed to do the feature here with his spinning arms and everything, but on here it's like he's got an extra little Gatling gun. I quite like that. I like the little Scorpion head there. Definitely very reminiscent of Black Zarak. And yeah, I think it actually looks pretty cool, and especially when you put it on the ground like that. It don't look too bad. It's not the best, but there we go. Right, and so then we come on to one of my favourites. This is obviously Turbomaster. As you can see, this guy is supposed to be a homage to, whether or not he was actually ever going to be called Bruticus, because obviously it looks very, very reminiscent of Bruticus, right down to his head. Very a good head sculpt of Bruticus there, and then we've got the chest shield, which is obviously Bruticus, and then we've got the two big guns at the back, which is obviously again Bruticus, but obviously the main difference is his arms and his legs don't look anything like the individual limbs of the Combaticons or anything like that. So it's quite an interesting one, whether it was supposed to be a Bruticus or not. I mean, it's quite cool, really. I mean, this is one of my favourites. This is why I got this guy. I think this guy cost me about £30 maybe, I can't remember. I might have paid a little bit extra because I did like this one. Right, so he can hold these blades in either hand. His gimmick is basically, you can put them in one hand, obviously, and then what you can do with this one is you can put, if you open out his arm, you can put one in the bottom of his hand as well. And then, if you then manage to get it spinning, which isn't always the easiest thing to do on these ones, this one, well, my one especially, there you go. Well, let's get it off. Let's put a pain on them. You just have to get it in the right place to get a good. There we go. And it's okay. It doesn't work too well, my one. There we go. Anyway, but that is what his gimmick is. Anyway, we're going to take these off. As you can see, this does come off the shoulder there. He's got a quite good articulation, usual amount for the Actionmasters. Most of the articulation is in the legs, giving him some sort of posability and everything like that. I mean, they don't look too bad actually. I quite like it. Right, so to transform this into his vertical takeoff aircraft, it's quite easy really. We just rotate his head all around, forming the cockpit. Then we take these off here, basically lay him flat, fold out his little toes, and then just rotate his legs up and fold his knees. Then rotate these little bits around here. These do actually come off, so you've got to make sure that if you're buying one of these, make sure it does come with all the accessories. Because the amount I've seen these guys go for, even without the accessories, is, to be honest, just not worth it. Right, so anyway, so this is him basically. Then you've got to add all these bits on. These little rotor blades here will fit on the front of his little hands, like that. And then these now double up, if I can pick them bloody up, as wings. And they just slot into the little holes on the side of his arms. Like that, and that gives him his vertical takeoff plane mode. If I'm honest, I don't really like it looking like this. I mean, what I do, I mean again, if it works, this is supposed to do, and you know, these rotate, but it never works too well on my one. What I normally do, and I think it does look better if you just rotate these arms to the front, giving it more like propeller blades. And then just turn these like that, and then that does look kind of like, you know, an old can't think what they're called, just an old style plane with you got the propellers on the engines, on the wings and everything, and that does look kind of better. If I'm honest, this is how I usually, and actually every time I've probably done this video, actually I think is main the way you're supposed to transform it, not where you have the propellers up like that. As you can see, I don't know if you've noticed at the back here they've slightly changed positions. It's because I did do this video earlier where I did believe that this is used proper alt mode, not with them up like that. And I wanted to get it right because I wanted to show you. But I do prefer it looking like this. I think it looks a hell of a lot better, if I'm honest with you. But, you know, what can you do, eh? Anyway, this has been Graham, the Collector 75. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.